Yes! The noble Lady Hellbender shall fight alongside us this day. After we bested Foom the Invincible.
I think we found Drax's peanut butter and chocolate.
We are on the path to destiny, my friends.
I still can't believe we did it. We did do it, right?
We sure did, and we got Mantis back.
Or did we?
But we lost Warlock, and we'll need him to exercise the Magus once we shut down that ritual.
So we bust him out of cult prison. I've done jailbreaks before, we all have.
We still tracking him?
Oh yeah, that thing ain't coming out easy.
Good. Then all we gotta do is get there on time and hope Lady Hellbender does too.
She will. I'm certain of it.
All right. Let's gear up, people. Tie up any loose ends. Take a pee if you have to, because we're not stopping again.
Sounds like the beginning of the end.
Hey, Quill. Let me borrow your tunes.
Why?
I need to focus. Come on.
That's suspicious.
Do not drop that.
Mantis? What happened on the Mantis after we left? Last time we saw you, things looked dire.
It's a long story. We can talk about it after you do like Star Guy says and use the bathroom.
I don't need to.
All right, but don't say I didn't warn you in church Grandpa makes you do faith crunches.
Wait.
What?
Raker's gonna do what?
It depends. But at some point, someone says my name, and then there's a little bit of pee.
Great. I did not want to know that.
Oh yeah, little fuzzy. Maybe the little bit of pee is you.
Nope.
I thought Gamora was gonna go to the bathroom. Alright. Great to have you back, Mantis.
Gamora Zenhuberi, you wish to practice hand-to-hand techniques.
It's still weird when you say my actual name.
I am getting used to it.
We've come a long way since Murderous Sorceress. Wasn't it what you were calling me back on my first mission with the team?
Yes. At first I believed you had bewitched Peter Quill. I could see no other reason he would hire an assassin for a protection contract.
The Drax came before
Really?
Gamora.
No other reason than magic?
Well, you could also have seduced him. He lacks mental fortitude in the presence of women.
Hey.
True. If I remember right, he spent most of that protection contract flirting with the waitresses.
Excuse me, guys. Heinous accusations left and right. Oh, but I'm so glad to see that Green Team is really getting along. That's awesome.
In retrospect, our team was eclectic on that first mission.
That's an understatement. Rocket seemed like the only one who knew what he was doing, and he did it in the most chaotic way possible.
What
Oh
did
my
he do
God.
with the detonation charges he found in the ventilation system?
If he hasn't used them yet, they'll probably be in a secret stash.
So the rodent does have a stash after all.
The stash with more units. Hey, Mantis.
Mantis! I've got so many questions.
I know, and I want so many answers. Like, seize the means of production. Or, it's not just a rash. Or, yes, it is gluten-free.
Not the answers I was looking for, but now I'm wondering about the questions.
What questions?
Everything.
What happened on Lamentis after we left? You said some people would survive, but that doesn't fare super well for the others.
Many of the elders died. They didn't resist the invasion, but they would never accept the promise. It isn't their way.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. Their sacrifice bought time for me and the Kotati to hide most of the others. They will emerge when the galaxy is saved.
So you were able to hide them in the caves. Hope you told them to stay away from the fog. How did you convince Lady Hellbender to meet us on Maklu 4? You weren't even with us when we decided to go.
Actually, convincing her to go after you wasn't hard at all. But convincing her to hear you out? Whew, that was tough. I had to get all creepy mystical and spook her with warnings about what would happen otherwise.
You told her about the end of the universe, and she believed you?
Oh, no, not at first. But when I brought up all her precious monsters dying, she came around. Couldn't take that chance with her babies, you know?
Well, I'm glad to have you with us.
Oh, good, because you're not always glad.
Why not?
Oh, Well, sometimes I'm your ex-wife.
What?
I think she's pulling your leg, Quill.
It only ever happens the one time, but it's so funny.
She treats it like it's a video game. It's my life, woman. It's not a video game.
Aw, she says thank you for getting rid of Aiden Warsock. Apparently she likes me better.
Adam Warlock?
Yeah, him. She thinks him bleats. It translates weird.
Oh, did she actually say Aiden Warsock? Wow, me and Mantis, huh? Actually, speaking about that, just gonna pause for a second here. I know that in MCU, Gamora and Peter are together, right? But here I feel like they're explicitly trying to get away from it. Because even earlier in that conversation where they were talking about Drax and Gamora were talking about how Peter was flirting with the waitresses. So I was flirting with the waitresses but not Gamora. Yeah, it feels more like we're brother and sister here. It's really cute. I don't know if they'll, I'm guessing this is the kind of game that will get a sequel eventually, but maybe they'll do something later on. In this game though, we have Karel and Nikki, so probably a little bit too weird to be adding more weird love triangle stuff to it. But I'm very happy with our friendship right now, so on some level, I hope it doesn't change. Yeah, because it's okay. You would not think that like a crew like this. 4 men, well, 2 men and a tree and a raccoon, technically, I guess. 4 men and a woman. And then the one woman has to be paired with somebody, right? But no, it's not. It's just a bunch of friends. And that's great. That's fine, too. You guys. We gain one,
So,
lose the other.
how was it riding along with Lady Hellbender? She have you try on battle armor?
Oh, no. She's very respectful of other women's bodily autonomy. We just talked. She asked about you.
She better not have said anything about me reaching my big size.
No. You only turn into Big Fuzzy in 1 or 2 fringe realities.
What?
She wanted to know if you'd give her your
Ooh.
bomb recipe, though. She said you did a job on her throne room.
Only if she pays for it.
The Lady Hellbender used to be some virgin sacrifice. She knows how to treat people, right? Again, we're the ones who did her wrong. She's a very reasonable person.
So, Bug Girl, how come you can understand Groot so well? You've only known him a few cycles.
Telenesin is a common language in some realities. The Chitauri don't always blow up Planet X.
Oh.
Yep. There's a dimension where I learned to speak it from a very aggressive compost vendor on Nowhere.
Groot loves compost.
Oh. Man, I can imagine how tough. I can't imagine, actually. I can't imagine how tough it is to be Mantis and knowing all this random stuff and not knowing what reality we're in.
Good thinking. Get the watering sorted out before we go.
Yeah.
He'd look so sad, swishing around in his robes.
What'd he say?
Groot wants to water the Grand Unifier.
Oh, right.
The soaked unifier!
The Grand Humidity!
I love it. I love it. Let's have some alternate outfits while we're walking around here. It looks like, it sounds like this is going to be the last time we get to come back to the hub. Oh, look at the sprouts. Oh, 5 o'clock sprouts, like 5 o'clock shadow. Ah, I see. That's cute. I am Groot. Believe it or not, Groot usually grooms himself pretty good. You don't want to be behind him when he lets himself grow. We're talking full poofy shrub on top of his big head blocking my line of fire. I get thistles in my fur. Sometimes I wonder if he does it just to tick me off. Maybe. All of Rocket's outfits look pretty damn good. But this one is like business person. Very classy. Let's do it. And then I think they patched the red eye thing. Yeah, that same patch that I was talking about last time, so we can probably legitimately try some of these now. Okay, that's scary. Apocalypse Lord. It's just plain fact that bad guys always have the better costumes. Not that I'd ever let the Guardians go that route, but what would it look like if we did? Freaking cool, no doubt. Guess we'd always be one of those dark brooding teams. Maybe I'll run it by the rest of the gang. Oh, so it's like an evil person costume? I don't mind the costume, but I don't like the skin tone. I can't have a serious conversation with a skin tone. Okay, sure. Slum it out a little bit. Didn't get a new one for Gamora. Walk around in a Nova Core. This one, again, a little bit scary. Drax, take out those boxer shorts. Or do you want a cape too? Thanos imperative. Okay.
Nice move there, Drax.
If I put my weight on my left foot, I have much better control over my right hook.
People always underestimate proper footing technique.
While focusing on the upper body alone is the mark of an amateur.
Exactly. Weight distribution is crucial, especially with melee weapons.
Morgoth's breath, you are correct.
Wow, they are in sync. Basically, don't skip leg day.
Hey, Rocket. Working on something?
I'm always working on something.
Look at him in his little suit.
You're not listening to my tunes?
No, you turned the music on.
Then can I have my player back?
Why? You already got music playing.
Right. So you don't need the player to focus anymore.
You might turn it off.
Yeah, but
What part of I need to focus don't you get, Quill?
what do you need to focus on so badly anyway?
Something that might give us a way to get through the Armada around Sacrosanct, just in case Lady Skullsuit doesn't show up in time.
Nice. What is it?
You'll see.
He likes his surprises. Oh my god. Okay, it reacted to me turning on the music. What if I turn it off? And then will you start listening to the tunes again? I'm pretty sure you're modding my Walkman to do something weird with it.
You're overwatering, Sir Groot.
Yeah, leave him alone. I tinker when I'm stressed, Groot waters, Gamora meditates, etc.
When I'm stressed, I concentrate real hard, and sometimes I can see the birth of the universe.
Oh my god.
First, there's only one reality, and then, bam, all reality.
That's kind of cool.
I never noticed the little... Like, I noticed the ones on her head, the antennas, but there's ones down there too, and they're twitching! Did you see the way they were twitching just now?
No,
Oh, wow.
not like that.
What is it?
Your angle of attack was off. You have to go at it from the inside out, especially since Raker's body armor has inward folds.
A tactically sound observation.
I noticed it made a big difference when I had to assassinate a congregation of Badoon dignitaries. They were wearing so many layers.
It's how you avoid getting assassinated. Wear layers, apparently.
If you ask for a rubber ducky grenade, I'm gonna bite your toes off.
Nah, he's still not gonna give me back the player. Fine.
You don't pay me enough, Quill.
Fine, I'll turn on the music again.
Oh, please, Quill, I'm trying to focus.
Didn't you borrow my player to focus by listening to my tunes?
Well, I can't listen to both at once, can I?
Now you're complaining. We don't have an objective. Oh, probably to sit down.
Alright, not stopping again. Did I forget something?
You do in most realities.
Let's go around, talk to people, ask about the items. Hey, this feels pretty casual. It's like a short sleeve. Something really small that I love is how whenever we come back to the ship, Gamora takes off her armor and she starts wearing more casual stuff.
I don't know what it is, but this dude really likes closing fridges.
The door keeps opening, so I close it.
But it's broken. I mean, it's always broken. It's a universal constant.
Damn it.
More you know.
Fix it! Can we That's how you know that one time we had that nightmare, the fridge was fixed. That's how you know it was fake. Anytime we see that happen again, we know it's a fake reality.
Peter Quill, spar with me.
I think I'll pass, Drax. I don't want to get tired before the real fight.
Tired. But this is the warm-up.
Not a bad idea. We don't know what's gonna happen when we get out of hyperspace. What if we get ambushed?
That's what guns are for.
Guns.
I think I preferred when you two didn't get along. Bet those moves are really going to impress Lady Hellbender.
I do not need to impress her. Besting the great Fin Fang Foom is proof enough of my combat skills.
Yeah, that would do it.
I'm not sure Lady Hellbender was really impressed with how we handled that fight. You know, since we accidentally killed that dragon before Groot revived him.
Do
Yeah.
not be impressed by a man slaying a dragon.
Maybe if he does it without my help.
Groot, what was that about? Wait, is that a new ability then? Gift of the Flora. Flore. Groot revives all downed Guardians and their abilities cooldown reset. If this ability is available when Star-Lord is incapacitated, Groot will automatically revive him. Oh wow. It's not that it was injured heavily and we healed it. It died and we brought it back. It's not like Groot had a problem that needed to be resolved. He just learned it.
Raker's going down this time, Gamora. I promise you.
And I promise you, I'm getting Nikki out of there, no matter what.
We will get her out.
Together.
Together.
Aww. Give me a hug, you guys. Can we get rid of this stuff, by the way, Groot? The llama's clearly not gonna stay in there anymore, so it's just taking up space now. There's the plant. What did you steal this time, Groot? Hey.
Oh, cute. That's from Maklu, right? Better not make toxic spores like those big ones in the forest.
No! Is that the one you stole, Groot? Oh, I hate that one. No! We're burning down this whole thing. Ew, look at that one! Ew, ew. Okay.
I wonder if he knows what it is.
He does.
Oh, new translator.
Mantis! Groot! Hey!
Hey, Star Guy.
Shouldn't you be keeping this in the fridge since it came from Maklu?
Just like you, Sir Groot.
What did he say?
Oh, just that with the right care, the plant you gave him can survive pretty much anywhere, even
Aw.
on spaceships. I can see why you'd want plants in space. It's so...
Empty?
Yes, dark. And gloomy and doomy. Blech. I prefer home to be on the ground. Aw, such a cutie. And if you can't go to your planet, make your planet come to you. Wait, does that make Little Fuzzy your maintenance mammal?
Oh.
Maintenance mammals? There were creatures like Rocket on your homeworld.
Oh, yes. He says there were lots of little furry babies on Tolunia.
Tolunia.
You know, Planet X.
Oh, that's the real name.
But Little Fuzzy wasn't one of them. He's one of a kind. The maintenance mammals on Tolunia were servants to Groot's people.
Gross.
That's terrible!
What?
He says the other saplings were big meanies to the maintenance mammals. They'd hurt them. For fun. But Sir Groot says he preferred their company over his people because they were super smart and nice. He says their kindness reminds him of Little Fuzzy.
Really? Rocket?
Aw, you big sweetie. He says he couldn't protect his friends on Planet X, but he can protect Rocket.
He's lucky to have you, man. Hell, we're all lucky to have you.
Now hug.
Oh,
Maybe later.
I'd be okay now. Oh, but they were not nice Groots. That's not nice to know.
what was your home like? You know, before?
Beautiful. He says he wanted to be a forest caretaker, so he could spend time caring for all the wonderful plants that grew there.
What stopped you?
His dad. Sir Groot's a prince? Just like you, Star Guy.
Wait, your dad was a king?
A big meanie. He says his dad and the other Arbor Masters were corrupt. They favored the few over the many and turned sentient mammals into slaves.
Why are all dads that happen to be kings always dicks?
They're all power tripping.
Yeah, power sucks. Even the wisest tree and purest water can be poisoned. Sir Groot says it's up to us to be the antidote. Gardening helps him find purpose and healing.
I get it. My mom loved her garden.
Me too.
Well, if there's anything I can do to help you with your garden or make the Milano feel more like home, let me know.
He says thank you, Pete.
He calls me Pete. Interesting. Oh no, Mantis. You gotta get back to the couch. Please don't tell me you're gonna stay here all day long. I love listening to Mantis talk. I could listen to her forever. She's so animated.
I remember my first mission with this team. It was a disaster.
Weren't all of them disasters? It's become part of our brand.
True. They do not always go as planned. It may be unprofitable, but I cannot deny it is entertaining.
And hopefully, great galaxy-saving practice.
Hopefully. And hopefully that's not gonna turn into a disaster. That would not be very good. Mantis. Mantis.
Sir Groot, I gotta say, I don't know what you told the Katati Guardians at the cave entrance, but they were very cooperative when I came back with the villagers.
Oh.
Wow! Okay.
Woo! Harsh words. Now I understand the fear in their branches. Spook them good.
The other item is Drax. The blade. Here we go.
Now that's a knife.
It is indeed a spectacular blade.
A knife. Half a knife.
Drax! Hey, I was just...
There is no need to explain yourself, Peter Quill. Unlike the rodent, I do not mind when others are curious about my things.
It's a really cool blade.
With an equally impressive history.
You recognize it?
It belonged to Zatar the Unfinished, a great Katathian warrior king who led the first pilgrimage to Maklu 4.
Wait, so you're saying this is basically Excalibur?
I am unfamiliar with such a weapon.
It's a mythical sword belonging to a famous Earth King.
Then yes, I suppose you could say this is the Excalibur of my people. It is a symbol of a king and the great hunt he inspired for those seeking to regain a place in Ultath.
Zatar sounds like a hero of yours.
King Zatar. And he is. Every Katathian warrior knows the story of his pilgrimage to Maklu 4.
Why is he called Zatar the Unfinished then?
In the history of my people, a rival king attacked Zatar's lands, easily overwhelming his forces. Captured and broken, Zatar challenged the rival king to a fight to the death, but the conqueror refused, banishing him to a life of dishonor and disgrace instead. So King Zatar went to Maklu 4 to challenge the mighty Fin Fang Foom and change his destiny.
Well, that's depressing.
How is it depressing?
Because he obviously failed. Fin Fang Foom's still alive and kicking, mostly.
He did not fail, Peter Quill. King Zatar did not vanquish Fin Fang Foom, it is true. But he did redeem himself in the eyes of his people.
By dying? Not exactly a happy ending.
By never giving up. A warrior only truly dies when he stops living. King Zatar proved that our stories, the records of who we were in life, are ours to shape. He could have died a coward who lost his place in Ultath, or he could do what I and many of my people believe he did. Change the ending of his story.
Katathians sound like they really value honor above all else. Yum. And as the ones who did defeat Fin Fang Foom, we must be the most honorable. We're all going to the good place, the heaven of Katathians, right?
So, this great hunt thing seems like a bigger deal than I thought. Did we mess it up for everyone by capturing Fin Fang Foom?
What do you mean?
Well, its purpose is to regain entry into Katathian heaven and stuff, and now there's no Foom to, send you there.
Peter Quill. There are many paths to Ultath. The pilgrimage to Maklu is but one of them.
Right.
When Thanos murdered my family and destroyed my village, twice I chose the path of revenge. First, I raised a small army of Catathian warriors. Even outnumbered, we cut our way through the Chitauri line and challenged Thanos himself.
Wait. On Katath, you faced Thanos twice during the Galactic War?
Yes. But I was not strong enough the first time.
Strong enough to survive?
Yeah.
Thanos allowed me and a few others to live, to set an example. Defeated and humiliated, the surviving members of my squad chose to make the pilgrimage to Maklu. But I could not. I continued to walk the path of revenge. Until you helped me put the ghosts of Hovat and Camaria to rest.
To be fair, I had a lot of help.
And yet you have given me a new purpose, Peter Quill. Seems my destiny was not in the mountains of Kakarantara after all, but here, on this ship, with you.
Well, I'm glad you're here with us now. I can't guarantee where our path will take us, but hopefully somewhere with lots of money and comfort.
Yeah.
I do not have a doubt in my heart, Peter Quill, that we will have moderate success.
I'll accept moderate.
That's good enough for me. We don't have to aim to be the best. Great. I would like to take a pee, if nobody else does. Still can't brush my teeth, not anymore. Where does this even go? Like, what? It looks like it's just a... Like, where is it flushed to? Oh, a little bit worried about the hygiene of this place, but alright. The last jump. Better savor it. So I found out afterwards, but apparently last time how we saw Jack Flag on our ship, apparently when you look out the window, you're supposed to see his cell float by, and I guess the bug is that instead of being in the cell, he was in the ship. Our ship, instead. Come on. Is this playing? Yeah. Mantis, you can come back to your seat with Cammy anytime. Alright. Let's check out my room again. We need Mantis, and we need Adam Warlock for the thing. We have one, but we can never have both of them at the same time, for some reason. We've got to make it right. Guys, we should take a picture sometime. Like a better one. What's the one at the top? I'm not sure. Alright. Let's see here. Ooh, don't draw a picture of that. No. Crash landing on Maklu 4 isn't a great start, but it can only get better from here, right? Man, this place is cold and pointy and not super welcoming, but Drax loves it, even without a shirt. I guess this was like a pilgrimage for his people, to take down Fin Fang Foom. Lucky for us, they never succeeded. Gamora spotted a column of smoke in the distance, maybe a village or some of Drax's people on that great hunt thing. Wouldn't hurt to have some extra hands in our fight against Foom, or at least point us in the right direction. My gun saved our lives again, belching fire right when we needed it. And I knew they would. I felt it. I can't help but think about what Mom said when she gave them to me. Did my dad know about this? Is this what he meant by protection? I'd hate to have to thank him after all this. We're making friends all over the place, from angry snow gorillas to giant tadpoles with teeth. Ew, it's disgusting. With all these crazy creatures, it's a wonder Hellbender doesn't set up shop here. Maybe she doesn't like the cold. So much for that column of smoke. Instead of a welcoming campfire, we found an actual camp burned to a crisp. Met a colorful woman who survived Foom's attack. She says we're close, that his roost is down by that giant able thing that we spotted earlier. Dragon roost, so cool. Drax found one of those Catathian hunt markers that someone never got to use and planted it in our honor to mark the fight ahead of us. It's crazy how far we've come. It may be the 5 of us against half of the galaxy, but at least we're all standing together. To woo a monster queen, you need the king of monsters, and Foom fits the bill. Hopefully we can convince him to play nice without getting eaten. I can't believe I get to fight a dragon. This is so metal. We actually beat Foom! A little too well, in fact, but Groot saved our hide there. Or Foom's, technically. Mantis showed up with Hellbender, and though she wasn't thrilled to see me, our dragon-shaped peace offering did buy us some backup for the fight to come. This is it, do or die, but we're ready. We're a team. Heck, Rocket even wanted to borrow my tunes to psych himself up. No, there's something going on there, it's not that simple. It can't be. Here we go. Fin Fang Foom, no purple shorts to be found. For now, Fin Fang Foom, the terrible dragon from Katarantara, has managed to work his way into legends across multiple worlds, giving credence to the tales of his longevity and wanderlust. However, it is impossible to distinguish fact from fantasy, since most details come from drunken monster hunters and religious sects. The Kakarantharans were certainly real, but did one survive? And where was Kakaranthara? Xenoarchaeologists believe Kakaranthara and Maklu 4 are one and the same. High in its largest mountain range, they excavated ancient hieroglyphs, with dragons walking upright, dressed in holy garb and equipped with technological wonders. One figure shows up in many of the carvings, another dragon always portrayed as walking on 4 legs. Is it an evolutionary chart? Perhaps a devolution, as some scholars propose, or just maybe the Kakarantharans were haunted by their own Fin Fang Foom legends. This word is so long they can't even spell it correctly themselves. Kararanthara. Despite all the questions, one thing is clear. Fin Fang Foom will continue to inspire epic stories as those hunting for him on Maklu 4 continue to disappear. Well, is he gonna get relocated now though? Because now that Lady Hellbender found him, maybe she wants to take him back to her planet? Or maybe he likes living here, who knows? Ruby Thursday. The Nova Corps description of wanted poacher / smuggler Ruby Thursday does not include distinguishing facial features because she has no face. Some of her captured cohorts describe her voluntary self-mutilation, which involved replacing her own head with a malleable plastic orb. The Crimson Sphere also contains an organic computer, allowing it to extend any number of limbs, custom formed as various deadly weapons or tools needed for the task at hand. Ruby runs an interstellar poaching operation under the Headman banner, though additional leaders within the group, as well as their motives, are currently unknown. Investigators have found that the various animal parts, and sometimes people parts, the Headmen collect are always consistent in missing either the head or the body, and have never been able to assemble a complete carcass. It is unknown what they're doing with the missing flesh. Pretty old character. I want to see her face. Oh. Wait, so is she a human? Judging by her skin tone, she looks like she would have been human, but now some crazy technological stuff happening and then her head is an orb. Okay, where is she even seeing out of? I don't know. Alright, creatures. Oh shoot, we finished reading the creatures too. Yeah, okay, so the only thing left is items pretty much. I don't think we have to look too closely, although some of these might be interesting. The element guns. The element guns are ancient hereditary firearms, passed down through generations of the Spartax monarchy. They are DNA coded to activate when anyone with royal blood wields them. Their base format allows them to fire highly destructive energy blasts, but they've also been known to quickly transform into a melee weapon when the wielder swings. Historically, each wielder has been able to generate different forms of elemental energy at will, with varying success. Weaponsmiths across the galaxy have long marveled at the lost technology behind these weapons, but none have been able to recreate them, not even the Spartoi. The last known set of element guns disappeared, presumably on Earth. Oh, it's that special? Wow, they must be really powerful then. Star-Lord's personal cassette player. Can't say Walkman because that's a Sony trademark. Star-Lord, leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy, calls this Earth artifact a personal cassette player, and claims it was a gift from his mother. If this is true, this primitive relic has held up remarkably well considering all it's been through. Confiscations, explosions, the Galactic War, and extreme overuse. 3 cassettes have been chewed up beyond repair since Star-Lord was first kidnapped by the Shatari, but he claims to always keep a backup copy. This low-tech device appears to have a notable impact on his combat prowess, though there is no scientific justification. Rumor has it that once he shot a would-be music thief in the back. Back on Earth? We don't know what it looks like, but I'm guessing the world kept developing, right? So there's like iPhones and stuff, but he's still using a Walkman here. Very old school. Even though there's probably like way better technology, even in space. Drax's knives. Ancient Catathian blades were usually forged from ultra-dense ore, deep mined from the planet's nearest moon. Since proper Catathian weapons retain their edges even after hacking through armor or bone, they are often passed down through generations. They are bestowed upon the worthy through austere coming-of-age rituals, creating a solemn, lifelong bond between the two. According to tradition, warriors do not keep the names of their inherited weapons, nor do they rename them. Instead, they discover what the steel wishes to be called through battle. Drax has not yet discovered the names of his blades, but is watching for omens and portents. It could be the writing on a wall, the last sound of a dying foe, or a particular pattern of arterial spray. Maybe something that'll come up in a sequel? By the way, I just sort of assumed there would be a sequel because I really want one, but I'm pretty sure there will be, right? This is the kind of story that you can write a million stories about, especially using the comics as a base. Rocket's bye-bye engine. Rocket's BBE is an ion cartridge-fed heavy automatic weapon, originally based on Kree infantry rifles, but modified beyond recognition and reason. Compressed gas instead of a mechanical system allows for an incredibly high rate of fire and minimizes jamming. However, it is jammed full of other guns, some of them far bigger than the core weapon. Rocket appears to have installed a pocket dimension generator directly into his weapon, allowing it to unfold and expand in impossible ways. It does not currently possess a safety trigger. That's why his mega attack has like 1 billion guns in it. Wow. My gun has another gun inside. Literally. Groot's harness. Groot's back-mounted harness was handcrafted by Rocket, who assembled it out of pieces from a stolen half-world ship. The harness has special sentimental value not only because it represents both Rocket's freedom from torturous experiments and his bond with his best friend, but also because it lets him tower high above the battlefield and snipe scut holes without mercy. So that's what Rocket stands on then, huh? Yeah? Whenever he's on Groot? Gamora's Godslayer. Oh, fancy blade. A gift from Thanos, Gamora's sword was forged with Asgardian steel named Godslayer. Thanos' drive for conquest led him to consider every possibility, and Odin's people were a clear and inevitable threat. So he carefully crafted both a weapon that could kill them and an assassin capable of wielding it. Godslayer has ended countless lives throughout the galaxy, including at least one Asgardian. Who would that be? I'm a little bit surprised that Gamora would still be using it. Because it's from Thanos, but maybe practically speaking, it's still the best blade she's ever come across, so she's not gonna dump it just because it came from someone she doesn't like. Business card. Marked Guardians of the Galaxy. We have business cards? These business cards were delivered to every major spaceport in the galaxy. While many arrived through various types of postal systems, there were several incidents of airdrops as well. The Garamuk station went on full lockdown, believing they were under attack, and has permanently banished the self-described Heroes for Hire group. A Nova Corps strategist studied the deployment methods used and concluded, if you ever wanted to deliver a biological weapon on a massive scale, this is how you do it. Really? Damn, we're good. So that is our logo then, the Milano and then that little shield thingy. Chewbacca toy. This childhood toy represents a strange round creature called Chewbacca from a popular entertainment franchise on Earth. Nova Corps... Wait, they can say Chewbacca but they can't say Star Wars, really? Nova Corps Centurion Corel describes the object in a Hala's Hope Possessions report. A child's toy, no toxic materials or weapon functions. It was a childhood toy of Peter Jason Quill, also known as Star-Lord. His Chitauri captors confiscated it, but for some reason he went back for it, as well as for his other possessions before escaping. He said it used to have something called a bowcaster that was chewed up by an earth beast called a Kubrick. A Kubrick is kind of like a Cosmo. Yeah, they're the same brand of stuff. Nikki's personal device. The NFD6, also known as a Nova Corps passkey, is a personal data device provided to the higher ranks of Nova Corps. This one registered as P4933403-5. was reported defective and discarded by Centurion Megmek. Its core operating software has since been modified to block access to the Zendarian world mine and to override specific door locks throughout Halas Hope. Important rules and regulations primers have been deleted and replaced with Forbidden Entertainment software and Zendarian Zap Pop music. Forbidden Entertainment software. Are you watching porn, Nikki? Nova Force Lock. Known to pirates and raiders as a Nova Core disabler and or tracker, the 7A13 is a timed power termination lock used as encouragement to pay fines before their deadline. If the countdown expires or someone tampers with a lock, a surge of Nova Force energy will fry the ship's navigation system and send a tracking signal to the world mine. Fortunately, it will not impact the life support systems. Whoa, so we're just gonna float in space forever then? That doesn't sound like a great solution either. Collector's Emporium ticket. Hey, there's a QR code. Does that actually work? Hold on. It looks like a normal... Actually, does it look like a normal QR code? I have no clue. I am pointing my phone at it. Hey, there's a number. 3301-211-4842297. Oh, not sure what that means. The ticket grants entry to the extravagant Collector's Emporium, which promises a collection of curated curios, and cultural curiosities from across the cosmos. Did Adam Warlock write this? It permits standard viewing access for one rotation. Guests are encouraged to sign up for a yearly membership, which includes unlimited access to refreshments and access to the interdimensional Abomination Petting Zoo. Hey, how come we didn't get to see that? And there wasn't a chance for me to buy any refreshments either. Goodness. Zatar's Blade, the sacred blade of Zatar the Unfinished. Zatar was a warrior king of the Catathian people, whose death is used as an example of how one must find purpose to reach Ultath, paradise. Zatar was initially shamed for his crushing defeat at the hands of a rival king. Upon requesting a duel to the death, which would grant Zatar his place in Ultath, his capture refused. Instead, Zatar was banished and broken. Yeah, that's a story that we just learned from Drax. Zatar refused to give up. Together with a band of his defeated people, he led a great pilgrimage to Maklu 4, where they would hunt the fearsome Kakarantharan dragon, Fin Fang Foom. They stood no chance, but they died gloriously, with purpose. Hey, speaking of Maklu 4, I'm so glad we didn't get to see the Taratara again. Whew, thank goodness. Many Catathians have forged their own blades to look like Zatar's, hoping to earn a meaningful death and join the legendary king in Ultath. Morning Candle. In the aftermath of the Galactic War, these morning candles were used to remember all those who died in the struggle against the Shatari. Some worlds were hit so hard, the number of candles they lit for the fallen could be seen from space. Oh my god. It's not uncommon to find one of these memorials in people's homes throughout the known universe, since nearly everyone lost friends and family. While they commemorate the dead, they also serve as a reminder to stay vigilant. Drax's rap sheet. Drax's criminal records detail how he got the moniker Drax the Destroyer. It's the most viewed criminal record in the Nova Core database, and a fascinating case for experts in intergalactic law. Experts have long debated how one goes from a murderous multi-planet rampage to a full pardon. Drax did not even mount a defense and admitted guilt to every charge. Does his victory against Thanos outweigh his own crimes? The world mind seem to think so. We don't know too much about the details of this either. Multi-planet rampage? Assassin's Ring. The Galactic Assassin's Guild Ring, granted only to members with at least 50 kills on their record, is as deadly as those who wear it. It is lined with tiny compartments that can produce spikes with various preloaded poisons, each designed to have maximum destructive impact on a specific race. A simple brush across the back of the neck is enough to kill most targets. The ring responds to motion, specifically hand gestures that the assassin can set before the mission. It also allows one preset suicide gesture, which will inject every poison into the wielder's finger. The guild recommends choosing a gesture that cannot accidentally be recreated through normal activity. Yeah, that would be a good recommendation. Damn. And then we read this one? Meditation Stone. Lamentus's priests of Pama use these stones as they train to unlock inner wisdom through deep meditation rituals. Their mantra, spoken in an ancient Cree dialect, roughly translates to, I am outside the stone, looking in. I push upon the surface of the stone. The stone cracks, allowing me passage. I am inside the stone, looking out. I am the stone. Shoo shoo kachoo. Okay. Broken translation device. Universal translation technology has advanced exponentially since creation, replacing old handheld models with earpieces and even cerebral implants. Most models contain, at the minimum, at least 7,215 core languages of interstellar diplomacy. Wow! However, those with more wealth can procure more obscure and even defunct languages if they so desire. The cerebral implant also serves to alter the perception of lip movements, a great benefit for those who read lips, as well as those easily confused by the desynchronization between speaker and voice. Yeah, that would be really jarring. And the translation device doesn't mimic the vocal signature of the people speaking? Like if I'm talking, if a woman's talking to me, do you sound like a woman? Do you sound like the same woman? Cold case file. The collector, Tanalier Tiven, wields tremendous influence and does not deal with his problems through proper legal channels, especially with his emporium hosted on nowhere. However, he did file one criminal complaint with Nova Corps, seemingly out of desperation. The claim opens as follows. Distinguished law enforcers of Nova Corps, I have been wronged in a most egregious way and require your specialties to remedy the situation. My precious Flora Colossus, the last of his kind, was snatched away by some brazen hoodlum. I have scant details to provide. The thief was about a third of the size of a man, wore a ludicrous mask, and had a rather dashing tail. Ah, it's funny how these things just come together like that. It's this mask. And then it was Rocket trying to steal Groot. Not trying, he actually did it. A little branch. But he still has one right now, right? So like this little twig, if we let it grow, will it grow into another Groot? Deep root plant. The Macluvian deep root is an exceptionally hardy plant, able to thrive well below the planet's frozen surface for many rotations before having to push a limb up to absorb sunlight. Even the smallest piece of the deep root can regrow an entirely new plant on just about any other habitable world. Because their regenerative abilities are so rapid, many cultures use their deep root as a key ingredient in medicine. However, import and export rules are enforced to prevent the predatory plant from spreading and annihilating the rest of the planet's flora. Wow. That's scary. Not a nice plant. Glarnot Mask. The Glarnots were a group of rebels and jewel thieves on Skunder Dwide, where it perpetually rains diamonds. However, the powerful Singordian Weathermen, with their ability to track and secure storms, control the planet's wealth, profiting from diamond exports while the rest of the population fights for food. Really? Hiding their identities behind carved masks, the Glarnots began to raid diamond operations and return the wealth to their people. They managed to steal about 5 diamonds before they were captured and set to be publicly executed, with diamond-tipped lances. In their final speech, the Glarnots urged the citizens to resist and to take back what was rightfully theirs. Then they were killed. The Singordian diamond trade remains as strong as ever, and possession of a Glarnot mask is now punishable by death. Oh, wow, that's a lot of history that we didn't get from Rocket specifically. Kinda like, what's his name again? Robin Hood? Yeah, but unsuccessful. Deep Mine Device. An ancient technological device unearthed by a deep space mining colony. Their chief scientist, Raker, submitted the artifact to the Galactic Science Committee for study, but they were unable to discern its origin or its function. They did conclude that it was potentially an aerosol delivery system, perhaps even a weapon. They advised Raker to dispose of the device. One of the GSC researchers dissented and believes it to be a Badoon egg warmer. The committee denied his request for further study. Spinal Control Unit. Kree experimental weapon engineers crafted the Spinal Control Unit on Half-World to command and control the local animal population, transforming them into killing machines. An extensive series of genetic manipulations, augmented limbs, and neurosurgery turned the wild animals into living weapons, but the control cage primarily reinforced the defiance/punishment response, with an extremely painful shock right to the nervous system. In the case of a completely defined test subject, operators could take full control of the subject and pilot them manually. The unit is also equipped with an implosion bomb to remove all traces of evidence and technology should the subject be caught. Wow, that's brutal. Shatari Seer Cuffs. The rare Shatari prisoners that survive internment often describe the seer cuffs as the worst pain they've ever felt. Believing that a captive is most at risk of escaping during transport, the Shatari like to deal the punishment up front as a deterrent. The cuffs stimulate nerves throughout the body to experience an intense burning sensation, making it impossible to focus on anything else. If the prisoner faints or cannot walk, the Shatari are large enough to drag them to their destination. It's all about torture. Everything. But the Kree people were fighting the Shatari, so both sides of the war regularly torture and experiment on people and all that. Galactic War Commendation. This commendation, celebrating exceptional bravery and leadership during the Battle of Mercury and the Battle of Shatari Prime, was awarded to Nova Centurion Corel by the World Mind themselves. Corel refused the award at the ceremony, instead dedicating it to those who died in the two horrible war fronts. However, no matter how many times she placed it in the Halas Hope Council room, someone always delivered it back to her quarters. Who? Why? Ravager Comm Bracelet. The notorious pirate group known as the Ravagers were infamous for relentlessly pursuing their prey, punching holes in the victim's ship, and eventually boarding. Their communications bracelets served to report their progress to the waiting squadron, helped them to track rare materials on the ship, and generated bursts of directional EMP to short out defensive systems or locks. The Ravagers were highly protective of their bracelets, threatening death to any who tried to steal them. However, since the capture of the Ravagers' leader, Yondu Udonta, the devices have begun to show up on the black market. Basically, the Ravagers don't really exist anymore, right? Yeah, so no use having that anymore. Ooh, the one and only Soul Stone. The Universal Church of Truth's new matriarch has been observed wielding a mysterious amber-hued gem. Although Nova Corps has only scattered and wildly varying reports, witnesses claim to have seen her channeling her faith power through it and transforming defiant captives into willing servants. It appears to be the same stone previously embedded in the forehead of the Church's first divine vessel, Adam Warlock, also known as him. Little is known about the gem, its origin wrapped in mystery, just like its former owner. It appears to be an artifact of immense power, once glowing brilliantly as Warlock healed the sick. First-hand accounts describe a disastrous separation between the gem and its bearer, who believed it was feeding on souls and corrupting his own. Probably, that weird thing that came out of it, Magus. You were right, it was not a good thing. I think we're finally done. Yeah, except for the journal. The last thing we have is the journal, as we keep playing. Oh my god, I can't believe we did it! Wait! Wait! Maklu 4! Maklu 4 is a deep frozen planet with enough deadly weather to keep all but the bravest travelers away. If the frigid winds do not kill you, perhaps the asteroid belt forever raining fire upon Maklu's surface will do the trick. Or maybe the extremely lethal venomous plants. Recent reports also mention that flesh-eating apemen have entered the food chain, somewhere in the middle tiers. The planet's rumored apex predator is none other than Fin Fang Foom, a legendary Kakaratharan dragon. With the destruction wrought by the Galactic War, Maklu 4 became a popular destination for Catathian pilgrims, seeking to hunt its great beasts to die with purpose and honor. Their hunt markers litter the planet, now serving as tombstones. Oh, I thought we were done, but there's more. Yeah, because previously we had blanks, right? Like, yeah, this is a blank, so I wonder if there's more here or what. We gotta keep paying attention. Okay. Alright. Everyone feeling pretty okay? Are we ready to get going? Except for Mantis. Oh dear.